When we first started, when I first was looking at, a program to pilot with the students with disabilities, at that time the graduation rate for students with disabilities in New York City was 6%. And that was something that I wanted to change, right? And when I started talking to you earlier, I was talking to you about a student right now who is 18 and is in 9th grade, right? And so when things like that happen, it hurts my heart because I am truly in this business for students. When I work with New York City public school students, I see them as my children. I want the best for them. I want them to succeed. So I try to give the same dedication that I give to my students. So oftentimes, some of you will email me late at night and I'm responding. A lot of times I'm in the office till 8, 9, 10 o'clock, looking at data, determining the next move that's right for our students, right? So that, again, they can have the same level playing field that other students have. You know, these kids, they're our future. They're our future presidents, they're our future politicians, they're our future doctors, and we want to give them that chance. And so, in order to do so, instead of constantly referring them to special education, or instead of constantly making them more restrictive, so going from ICT to self-contained, or even from sets to self-contained, we want to slow that rate. And I'm not saying that the kids don't learn when they're in self-contained. I'm not saying that at all, because if they're in our districts, we're working closely with them and they're learning. And some of you have been to some of our other professional developments. And we get very great feedback on all of the professional developments, especially the cohorts where we go in schools and we visit classrooms and we provide the feedback. So the goal is to really ensure that we're giving the students what they need right now, right? We're closing that achievement gap. So when I see you as doctors. You're teacher doctors. You're identifying what the student's problem is, and you're writing that prescription to help them achieve.
My name is Joy Valley. I am a Triple SL for District 29. District 29 is an urban school district located in Queens. There are approximately 28,000 students enrolled in 36 schools. Our schools comprise of 63% African Americans, 15% Hispanic Latino, 16% Asian, and 6% other. Our school district comprised of about 25% special education students. It was a feeling that our school district needed additional supports when it came to our special education students. So our administrative team decided on working with MaxScholar to support our students in sets, and we're working on expanding to our self-contained and ICT classrooms. Now let's hear from our teachers.
My name is Corinne Stevenson Griffiths. I'm from PSIS 295 in Queens. I'm basically just going to start with the data that I've analyzed based on the program. Here we have the comprehension averages for main ideas, identifying details, making inferences, making comparisons, and the vocabulary. So as you can see, all of the students combined had very high averages. There's no failing average there. Okay, so the data shows that the middle school students are doing well in their skills. These are all of the skills also that are, they're standardized based skills. So if you look into the standards, you'll see all of these skills mentioned in the standards as you go down the list. So that's why I appreciate the program, because I'm very into standard-based instruction. So it's aligned with that, and that's a great thing. Okay, so a level 1 is far below. A level 2 is approaching grade level. 3 is on grade level. Wow. And 4 is exceeding grade level. So
which test?
In MaxScholar, they're receiving on grade level or exceeding. Wow. So it builds this, going back to the whole building of the self-esteem, it does that. Down here we have it says we are growing. That's their levels, the levels that they moved on MaxScholar. I have one 6th grade student who went from a level 5 to 6 to 7 now. And she's a 6th grade student, but she's on level 7.
Wow.
I have another 8th grade student who has moved from 0 to 4, 5 to 6.
Wow.
6th grade levels.
Yeah. And I have my 3rd grade student. The students I have, the class I hold is has 6 through 8, and then I service a 3rd grade student separately who's learning how to read. He wasn't reading at all before. And now he's moved from level 1 to 2 now. And he's reading the controlled reader stories independently and sounding letters out. He always confuses short I and E, but we're working on that. But that's the one who I talked about. We go around the building and he feels so successful and happy. Here, we also use performance series. So my students had great gains also.
Can you share it?
Yeah, sure. So my 8th grade student, he had a 2,617 in the fall. You're supposed to compare the fall score to your spring score. The middle, they don't calculate the middle. You know, this is also used for our advanced rating. So the games help me out too, because I need my advanced rating to be highly effective. So this child has 2,617 in the fall. Now he has 2,919 with a gain of 302 points.
Wow.
I also added the math scores because they made gains in math. We do know that the math state exam is a reading test.
It's all reading
Right, so
comprehension.
math matters in this situation as well with MaxScholar. And he's made 220 gains in math.
Wow.
This 7th grade student, 2,413, he now moved to 2,919 in literacy with a gain of 506 points. He also had the greatest gains in the class out of 28 students. In his ICT class, he made the greatest gains.
Okay, good morning. My name is Jessica Schlesinger. I am the SETS and IEP teacher from PS 181. So I've been doing MaxScholar since November, and I've been working with 5th graders, 2nd graders, and a kindergarten student. All of their F&P levels have gone up, some more than others, but I had students go from M to O, O to Q, T to
O to Q, wow.
O to Q, T to U, K to P, and A to D. And the A to D is a holdover kindergarten student, so everyone was thrilled to see that he is making progress and ready to go to 1st grade in September.
I'm Tara Holmes from Susan B. Anthony IS 238 Middle School in District 29. Our population is 47 set students that Mr. Joseph shares with me. We started in November and we teach 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So
we highlighted the students I have highlighted over here. Those are signs of definite growth. Students who have gone from one level to the next, and for the most part, everyone has shown growth. But I just, Ms. Holmes and I, we indicated the kids who have shown the most growth. We had a student, his starting level was, his assignment level was level 2, and he went up to a level 3. We also have gotten back teacher feedback, and there have been times we're just walking down the hallway and a teacher may say, "Hey, that kid improved. What is he doing? What's going on with him? He's improved." And we've been getting a lot of that late interest in him.
Hi, I'm Susan Seta Valenza. I am at MS 356 Community Voices Middle School in Springfield Gardens, Queens. I'm a SETS provider for grades 6, 7, and 8. So the way I decided to set up the board was to showcase student work and my data. And I'm very big on visuals, so I decided to put some pictures from my actual anchor charts because a lot of my students, it was a struggle to get buy-in in the beginning. And so once I started ensuring that they saw the growth they were making with some of these anchor charts, like see how high I can jump their max reading levels, they were really invested in it a lot more. I also have another chart, MaxScholar usage data. Now that chart is a lot bigger, but when I took the picture, those were the hours that they had. So in terms of levels, so one of my students in 8th grade was on the level 5 when we started, And now, when I did the recent levels, they made it to level 7. Okay? And I have a positive outlook that by the end of this school year, they'll probably be at beginning 8. Then I have another 8th grader who was on a level 4, and I recently shared this data with my principal too, so he was really happy to see that these students that are fluent readers who really just struggled with the comprehension aspect, the max reading really helped them with that. Level 4, now a level 6. 7th grader, level 3, now I wrote level 5, but prior to doing the board, it is beginning 6 because they are now moving on to the beginning 6 passages. Another one, level 4, moved to level 6. I did have a 6th grader, one of my lower readers, who struggles mostly with just vocabulary. Not so much the fluency, it's only, understanding the meanings of those words. Was on a level 1 or 2, and now she's on a level 4.
Great.
So that was one of my big...
Hi, my name is Daniela Napoli, and I'm a teacher in the school, PS 138. This year I had a sets group that I used MaxScholar on, and they were 5th graders and 1 4th grader. Over here on the left side, I have the pre-test levels that we started out with, along with the interim that I gave this week, or last week. So one student was a level 2, ended up a level 4, so went up to 2 levels. Another one was a level 4 to a level 5. My biggest one was a student named Brian who went from a level 3 to a level 7. I have another student who went from a level 2 to a level 3, and my last student went from a level 3 to a level 5. So we spent a lot of time in max reading this year, and then just on the right side I have how they finished in all the different skills when answering the comprehension questions. Sure. My one student got an 81 in comparing, but 95s in the main idea, detail, inferencing, and vocab. My next student got 100% in vocabulary, and then between 87 and 92 in the other categories. And the student that made the most growth, and I think what really helped him is in the levels 5, 6, and I believe 7, it was definitely more interesting topics on the passages for him. He really liked the ones about the apps and the sports. So I think that definitely helps me working with that student. He got 100% in everything except for vocab, where he still got a 94%. My next student, I don't know why the little charts didn't come up, but he got between an 80 and a 90 in everything. And my last student got between an 84 and a 92 in all the categories.